day. So every day we start fresh because we can't affect the past.
Welcome to episode 48 of Shop Talk. We are recapping the season finale. You guys already know who we are, so let's honestly just talk about the Nolan detail and the Chenford kiss because that's what we're all here for.
Yep. So true. We enjoyed seeing some returning characters and new storylines in this episode. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Chenford moment to end all moments thus far and how other characters ended up in season 4.
We don't have much news to share, but we do have some exciting news. So the Rookie spinoff was picked up, and it looks like we'll be seeing more of Simone Clark and Agent Matthew Garza. There was a Deadline article about it, and it doesn't tell us much that we don't already know. Just basically talking about the 2-part event from a few episodes ago. But we do have a name for the series, which is called The Rookie: Feds. So it looks like the Rookie universe is expanding. So some series cast members to note so far is we have obviously Macy Nash as Simone Clark, Frankie Fazone as Christopher Cuddy Clark, and Felix Solis as Agent Matthew Garza. TV Line also reported that Kat Foster as Agent Casey Fox will not be joining the series, which is sad.
Literally, I'm upset.
Same.
I grew attached to her character and just the because she had just finally got to an okay place with Simone, so I was excited to see that grow. But I mean, still check out the show if you guys want.
We'll probably talk about it. So yeah,
I know I had tweeted that. I was like, looks like we have another thing, but I don't know when are they gonna make a rookie block, on Sundays? Or
I would think so. I mean, that kind of makes the most sense, but I don't know. Up front,
then we're really gonna have 3-hour episodes. Are you kidding?
Probably, because ours already hit an hour, maybe 2, if we really get on tangents.
Okay, well,
it'll be fun
later. Sorry.
Yeah. I would think though that they would be on the same night. I don't know, just the way that other universes are. They're all on the same night. So
maybe they can push. Well, no, because I kind of like the Rookie at 10 o'clock for me. I know 9 o'clock for you.
Yeah.
I don't mind that time slot for them.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll also be interesting to see who comes first in the lineup. Will it be the Rookie or will it be the Fed one? But yeah, so I mean, upfronts are this week. So they're just announcing shows that are getting picked up, canceled, all of that. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think the schedules usually come out closer to September. So we'll have to see. But and then it did mention that in the article that Alexi and Terrence Paul Winter will be executive producing alongside Mark Gordon, Nathan Fillion, Michelle Chapman, Bill Norcross, Corey Miller, and Niecy Nash. So she's also going to be an executive producer, which will be really cool. So that's something to look forward to. I mean, it sucks that we're losing Kat, especially because they built up Agent Casey Fox in the second episode, I felt like.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's probably something to do with contracts or networks or something. So
yeah.
But yeah, and then Eric and Roslyn have also been releasing new podcast episodes, so be sure to check them out.
I just watched their little clip from earlier today. It was fun. So
after this episode, I want them to have Melissa back on the podcast so that they can talk about all things Chenford.
That'd be so great. I'm manifesting that for. Oh, you want to know what else I need to manifest? Speaking of, is if there is a behind the scenes picture of both of their doppelgangers, please share it.
Yeah,
please. I am manifesting that because I just have to see a behind the scenes of Melissa's look.
Mm-hmm.
But just them side by side would be absolutely
posing
fantastic.
Or something.
Yeah.
Do a side by side image of Juicy and Jake, and then like do a side by side of Lucy and Tim, so that we have like both of them.
Yeah. I'd have to, yeah. It just wouldn't be the same though as like, like screen caps or something. But still,
Yeah.
I am manifesting that. But I mean, they've already given us so much like great content, and they're like on Twitter.
Yeah.
Melissa and being active with us. So that's cool.
I love how like after the episode aired, the rookie account is just like here is all of the Chenford promo pics. So we've been like withholding.
Yep.
When they weren't really spoiling anything. Like it is kind of surprising that they like kept them, but I mean, they also want to like keep the series finale or the season finale, like under wraps as much as they can. But yeah.
But yeah, so on to Nolan. Literally though, quick side note, I don't know why I thought that Tim was the only one with a truck, because like when he's starting off in his truck like with Bailey or whatever, I was like, oh,
we've seen Nolan with his truck.
I know, I just completely apparently blocked that out of my memory. Like I knew this.
We've probably seen him more with his truck than we have with Tim.
I know. Like I said, I think I just blocked it out. I don't know where my mind was. I was like, here's a truck. I just split second thought when I first saw the like far away or like wide angle of the camera with them driving down the dirt road.
I do appreciate that they've kept his truck the same, or at least somewhat the same, like similar looking. And I saw someone say that like they always think that that it looks like Tim always has a different car, and I don't think so. We haven't actually seen him like get in and out of his truck. We've only ever seen them like stand by it, so maybe that's why.
It's true, because we did see him start to get in and out of a car in like season 1, like 107.
Yeah,
it was dark.
I don't know. I feel like they've done really well with like keeping the same cars. I mean, not that like it's a huge thing, but I just have picked up on it.
Yeah. So they are meeting up with Elroy and Nell to make a vacation out of John's day in the hole. Really, it's a week in the hole, basically. And so they pull into a motel, not a hotel, a motel. And they're, saying hi to Nell and Elroy. Apparently, Nell does a murder mystery podcast, and she's like excited to look for stories about happenings that have gone on there. I love how John had never even like it just went right over his head. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And like I've mentioned it like 10 times, and like even Bailey knew about it, I think.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of funny.
So when I was first watching the show, when I was first watching the episode, I was obviously live tweeting, and I was like, wait, why are Nelroy here? Like, and then they said like a vacation or whatever, like a double date thing. And I was like, okay, but that still doesn't, I mean, I thought it was going to be like Elroy's like investigating a crime scene and they're just like staying there to save gas money or something. But I was just kind of like, okay, that's odd, but also like we haven't seen Nelroy in a while, so
yeah, definitely. And so a Frontera police car pulls up, and a young woman gets out. I love how Nell was just like asked her like 20 questions of like, have there been any murders here? Have there been any small crimes, hostage situations? And Elroy even asked about aliens, and all of those elicit a no response from the woman. And in actuality, the woman is the rookie officer Nolan will be working with while her boss is out of town. Her name's Gabriella Navarre, and she's happy to be working with John. She hopes that he can like show her some like, tips while he's in town. And of course, John being John, he's going to do that. I like, okay, so the whole The whole thing, if they roll up to the diner, and I was like, why are they going to a diner? Like, don't they have to go to the police station? And lo and behold, it like is the police station. I was just like,
Yeah.
why though? I was like, why? Um,
Like they couldn't have had like a separate little like building or like build out
yeah,
for it. It was just
yeah,
kind
it's
of weird.
odd. Yeah. I kind of, why I think I didn't mind this so much is because of a different ABC show, Big Sky, that
Yeah.
takes place in Montana, that also has kind of not quite desert, but just like that small townish, like weird, like crazy random stuff always happens. And they have like a sheriff's department and a small, little
Yeah.
office things, and kind of have done similar situations. I think that's why I didn't mind it so much, because it reminded me of Big Sky. Just now getting that. Anyway, sorry. Well, because like I don't know, because I was able to like follow it, and like I thought the pacing was pretty good of like Nolan's part in the episode anyway.
Yeah.
Like the storyline and stuff. Um, yeah, and so the diner is the police station, so they kind of like mosey on through the front of the house, which is like the kitchen where there's actually a lone customer or two eating pie, and go to the back of the house, which is kind of like the station. There's a holding cell, a couple desks, and like a phone line, and after Navarre's done giving Nolan the tour, um, the phone actually rings, and like it's the bar fight they have to go respond to. And two brothers were arguing, and one of them got thrown over the bar and got like glass, I think, right? Like a something. Yeah, I think it was glass,
Yeah.
embedded in his neck. And so they arrived, they're like, no, 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 don't remove it. And Nolan calls Bailey for backup. I'm assuming it was just so they could have Bailey be like out and about. Or
Yeah.
like I don't know. It was just like kind of random. I was like, why? Um, but anyway.
Things in this storyline seemed random, like all the time.
Yeah. So she like gets the guy to the hospital for surgery, and it's like everything's all good now. I guess it's so like they could kind of set up the next happening for like
Mhm.
both of them, because on their way back, um, they pull over an SUV. The guy was kind of driving a bit like crazed, and so she asked to see his license and registration. He doesn't have it on him though. Apparently, John is like in the perfect position on the passenger side door though to see the gun the guy is carrying, and like
Mhm.
yells as much to her. I didn't really. I just thought it was very unlike Nolan to be like scolding. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's so optimistic
Yeah.
all the time. I just wasn't really expecting it. But I mean, I get it. Like she probably should have noticed like the shifting in the guy's position, but I kind of feel like it was just, I mean, obviously Nolan's taller and he was at a different angle. So I feel like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway,
Well, and he's wanting to be a TO too, so maybe he just like wanted to kind of practice it. I don't
yeah,
know. I
maybe.
thought he was there more. It's like her partner, but he was there while her boss was away. So maybe like he was supposed to fill in as her boss. I don't know, but
Yeah.
because she was definitely a rookie, so
Mhm.
he has more experience than her. But
Yeah. Yeah. But she ends up apologizing later, and he like backtracks a bit, which was more the Nolan that everyone is used to. Um, and so they like Nolan is ready to like run this guy's prints, like they want to find out who he is, what he's done, all that. She turns to him, he's like, it's 7 p.m. We can't do that because of budget cuts. We can only access the technology during business hours. Yeah, so the dude is just gonna have to spend the night in their holding cell until morning. And so the next day, they are able to pull his record up, and his name is Blair Darville. And he's definitely a very, very bad guy. He's number 1 on ATF's most wanted list. He has a laundry list of charges, weapons trafficking, attempted murder. The list goes on. And so it's like no wonder he has people that are after him, like aside from the authorities. And so because he kind of, I thought this was like good that he, not good, but just a smart like writing move that, you know, he was like warning them that people were going to show up, and then
Yeah.
hello, they're here. Well, it starts out with just like the one guy that comes up to the counter with a duffel bag of money saying he's here to pay his friend's bail, and you know, Nolan was like, yeah, no, that's not how bail works. But the guy's not backing down, saying if you won't let Blair out, then they'll come in and get him. And cue more gun-toting criminals coming out from a couple different vehicles. There was like legit like at least 5 like lined up, just on a like line. And Elroy was at the front too because he wanted coffee, I think, right? And he's ready to bolt. He's like, I want to be anywhere but here. But nope. They end up getting caught in the like gunfire and have to like duck under the, I don't know if it's actually like a bar top. It's not really like a bar. It's like a, I mean, kind of. Anyway,
it's like countertop.
Yeah, countertop. And like their suspect is still in the holding cell. The poor rookie's like back there as well. Like, so they both are like not pinned down, but just like, you know, trying to avoid flying bullets too. Until there's a small break in the action so they can, like, she can come out to help. And like this is where John gets the idea to use Blair, I guess, yeah, that's his name, as a human shield.
Because that always works out well.
Like, I was like, I mean, because in reality, the guys literally could have like just kept shooting, but obviously they didn't want to shoot the guy that they're after. So I get it. I get why John did that, but I was just like, you aim your gun at certain angles, because they ended up coming into the diner anyway. You know what I mean? Like they ended up kind of not breaking in, but just, you know, kicking down the doors or whatever, and you know, breaking in anyway. Because like you had mentioned before we got on here, poor Elroy had to be the spotter trouble, for like John and Gabriella to like shoot to like take down the remaining people. I did enjoy that Elroy got to use his fighting or self-defense skills for good. We saw a brief scene of it earlier when John like when he woke up early and John came out and they were talking for a bit. But just like he miraculously like kicked the guy's ass, and I was like, I mean, good for Elroy, but I was just like,
right.
Really? I was like, really? I was
Same.
like, okay. I was just surprised. I was like, well, of course he did get, what did he get? Like a tooth knocked out, right? So he got like a good kind of bloodied up face. But still, I was like, Elroy, I thought you would be like face down on the ground. Like I was not expecting a win for him. I was not.
Low key, I was expecting the guy to just like punch him and Elroy just like be down and out for the count. Like that's what I was expecting.
But I mean, you know, hey, good for him.
Yeah,
it worked out.
He's able to hold his own, which is good. So
yeah. And John fought off a couple of other offenders, and like I said, they still had to shoot a couple of them down. I was glad they got like, there were a couple of times where it was just like a one shot deal, and they were at least, you know, like if they got shot in the shoulder or something, you know, then they were just down. So they all ended up like in custody. They're in a holding cell when backup finally gets there. So
Yeah.
that part was it was like mixed in with, Bailey's ordeal too, but for the sake of it, I kind of separated her last little bit. Because John had called Bailey because she was going to meet him at the diner to actually eat breakfast. And he's like, no, don't come here. Like, they're, these crazy people are like, trying to get Blair back. And she notices that they're cutting down the cell towers, and so that's why their call cuts off. And then she notices an SUV following her. Bailey does manage to make it back to the hotel, but not before having to, she gets out of the car and is like running, has to dive, around other cars, and she does manage to call for Pete, but this is my thing though. She was like, okay, I'm gonna exaggerate because I don't know distance.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't know if you can hear someone from 15 feet away or something. She was at least 10 feet. She was not close to the airstream.
Well, and then didn't he have loud music playing, or was that just the post pro?
Oh, that's a good,
because I couldn't tell,
question.
But I was like, if he's got loud music playing, how is he sleeping through that?
I automatically was like, yes, but honestly, I don't know, because you know how the rookie does that with the loud music for fight scenes. At least this season they have.
But then I thought that the music was different, between Bailey stuff and then when we would see Pete.
Yeah, so maybe it was.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know how in the world. Maybe it's just supposed to be very, very unrealistic, but just for comedy purposes. Maybe, I don't know, but anyway, so I was just like, I don't know how she thinks that, because she had already ran, right, and already managed to kind of get through. I just didn't know why she didn't just run the rest of the way to the airstream. But anyway, I guess because the woman caught up to her. Well,
and I don't know how much Pete could have helped her, because when John and Gabriella helped Pete and Chastity on the side of the road, he just starts running away because he thinks that the car is gonna blow. So I don't know how he would help that much in a fight, but I mean, it would be comical to see it. So
you want to talk about someone that would probably get go down from one punch? It'd probably be Pete, because he'd just wake up and be like, what? Anyway, so she Bailey, and I don't actually know, did the woman have a name? I doubt it.
If she did, I didn't catch it.
I doubt it. Just the Bailey and the bad woman and battling it out poolside. Bailey eventually does get the upper hand in taking her down, though. So
I just love that Pete comes out and he's like, what's going on? Dude, what?
I know, it was so funny.
That to me was the only entertaining part of the entire sequence. It was just seeing Pete yawning, sleeping. I was like, that's it.
I mean, made it enjoyable. I don't know. I feel just the stark contrast made it entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't mind fight scenes. I just kind of, because we know Bailey can hold her own.
Right. We've had a few fight scenes this season for Balin or just John Nolan. And I don't know, I'm fine with them, but I don't need them to be 15 minutes long.
Yeah. It was a little bit longer than I thought.
And this one was a little bit more interesting than seeing Nolan and that guy hobble through that warehouse, though. I will say that.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, because they had the water element, they had, got the desert, you got a different backdrop. But so Balin takes care of the bad guys as if we had any doubt that they wouldn't. So all good.
Yep. So then we had Chenford, and their moments were probably like 20 minutes all together.
Like first half of the
Yeah.
episode.
But we open the episode with Tamara driving in her new car. She's like singing, she's on a high with this new car. And Chenford's, just waiting outside the district, like the two best parents that they are. Tim is annoyed. I mean, classic Tim. And Lucy's just like trying to keep him somewhat calm. And she's like, she'll be here, like just chill. And we see Tamara pull up, but not before she almost like gets hit. And she gets out of the car. Lucy kind of claps. Well, Tim just stands there with his hands on his hips, like the disapproving father that he is. I was watching this again and I was like, this is everything that we've ever wanted. Like,
it was
just
so funny.
Like Tamara and Tim interaction and like little Chenford family. It was just too good. So then Tamara's like, what do you think of my first car? And Lucy just reminds her that the car that she gave her was actually like Tamara's first car. And Tamara's like, well, if we're including cars that I've stolen, then this is probably like my fifth. And we're hit with a what from Tim. This man gives us a what, and we get a gift like every episode, or like
so funny.
Quite a few episodes. So then Lucy's just like, she's walking around the car being all mom like. She's like, are you going to take it to the mechanic? Like, you don't know what these cars have been through. And Tamara's like, yeah, Tim already set me up with a guy. To which I have to say, like a good father that he is. And Lucy's just like, oh, you have a heart after all. Like, she's shocked by it. And Tim's just like, well, it's self-interest, because if something happens to her, I don't want to ride around with you. Like it would be a huge drag if she died in a fireball of mangled metal on the 405. And Tamara just gives him like kind of a disgusted, but yet like shocked look. And he's like, joke. Like he sarcastically tells her that. So Lucy just like chuckles and looks down and smiles. And oh my God, then it just like gets better. So then, like this dog from the canine unit comes up and starts barking, and they open the trunk to find a lot of drugs. And I don't know, this little family just has my heart. Like Tim and Tamara, kind of pulling jokes on each other. Lucy just being like, it's too good. So then we see Lucy and Tamara in the bullpen. Lucy's doing research on the previous owner of Tamara's car. We find out that the previous owner is a guy named Jake Butler. He has multiple arrests for drugs and violence. And so they look at his mugshot. And Lucy's speechless, causing Tamara to look. And then like the next time we see, like it's Smitty, Nyla, Angela, Wesley, and like a few other cops, like all around Lucy's desk. And Tim just walks in and he's just like, what's going on? And they all look at him. Mm-hmm. And then we meet Jake Butler on the street. It is too good. So then like Chenford rolls up on Jake and, he's like, why are you looking like me? And Lucy just looks at Tim with a smirk on her face. It's so freaking good. So then the next time, like we see Tim, Lucy, Nyla, and Angela all like watching Jake in the interrogation room. And Angela and Nyla are just like enjoying the crap out of this. And Lucy's like, well, maybe you guys were like separated at birth. Like you do look a lot alike.
Literally though, I was like, what is this like long lost brother situation? Like I literally thought they were gonna do that. And I was like, no.
Well, at this point, I was just like cackling because I was like,
I know.
We all thought that Jake was going to be Tim's undercover alias. Like literally. When he shared those pictures.
Thankfully, I only said meet Jake this Sunday when I tweeted it.
And I was just like, wow, we all clowned so hard. I mean, technically, like he kind of was Jake undercover. I don't know, but then like he was dim too. So who knows? But we all just clown because we were like, oh, so Jake's gonna be like undercover with Nova, and like that's Nova Lynn on his arm. Like we were just like, we were clowning hard. So then Tim's like, I don't know, Jake's like a year older, he was born in Florida, like plus we don't really look that much alike. And the camera like focuses on Tim looking at Jake as Jake's like using the window as a mirror. It's just too good. Yeah, it's too good. So then Nyla's like, oh, the hell he doesn't. And Angela's
that
like,
was my favorite line. Because she literally just gave him this side eye and was like, the hell he does? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
of course he does.
Well, and then Angela's like, well, he's not the brightest bulb though. Like these two, they just had to get those like one little quick lines in. So good. So then Lucy just laughs and she's like, wait, it's Tim and Dim. And the ladies just laugh and Tim's like, I'm over this. Like, let's just go talk to him.
That was so good though. Like that's like such a joke that like I would make too. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
The brightest bulb. Like she just played right off that.
Yeah.
Great.
So then like they go into the interrogation room and Jake's like all geeked out over this. And I'm sorry, but I just cannot get over like his beer belly, the tattoos, the earring. We did not see the earring.
Yeah, he had an earring. I was like, oh no.
We did not see the earring in the in the like one photo that the rookie account shared or whatever. Yeah. So that was like a huge surprise. And I was like, honestly, it kind of fits. So
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the like this doppelganger look.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my god. And just the way Eric delivered that funhouse Mirror of Handsome line was so funny.
And I literally just loved how Jake was just standing there like, you know, just like straight up chilling.
Like, casual. Yeah, like he wasn't like he didn't look like surprised to be there at all. He was like, hey.
He just looked so chill. Yeah. But yeah, so then he's like, well, it's like we're looking at a funhouse Mirror of Handsome, and Tim's just like, he's still not having any of it. And instead of like saying sit down Jake, he says sit down Dim, and then like pauses and is like, oh, Jake. And I was like, so he still had what Lucy said on his mind.
Yep.
Like, yeah. That's
I lost
canon.
it laughing after that. I had to like pause my TV.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'm done. I can't do it. Because he just said it so quickly and so just like, sit down, Dim. Jake. Like it was like, oh shit.
Well, and even Lucy like smiled. She was like, oh, like he caught on. He used that. So then Jake asks Lucy if they've met before, which, you know, just keep that in mind because it comes back. But like at this point, like watching live for the first time, we're like, okay, that's a little weird. So then Tim's like, well, we found your car, and Jake's like, yeah, someone stole it from me last week. And at this point I was like, okay, wait, Jake, aka Tim, driving a Mini Cooper, a blue Mini Cooper, like the hilarity.
I didn't even picture that. I was like, I just was so thrown by the doppelganger. I didn't even know like what car they were talking about. I was like, oh right, the car with the thing. But I was like, I couldn't picture it. I didn't put that together until you just said that. Wow.
So I couldn't really picture it until we then got it later in the episode. And I was like, but also like it's just funny because it's a smaller car and he's such like a tall guy. Like I don't know. And it's like a girly looking blue. It was just too good. So then Lucy's like, yeah, your car wasn't stolen though, it was towed. And she explains why, and he's just like nonchalant about it. And when told what was found inside, we get a what? Yo, that's crazy. And I just, at this point, like I was laughing so hard. I had to have the TV turned all the way up. And I was just like, I don't even totally know what's going on because I just cannot stop laughing at these like one-liners coming out. And I mean, I just got to know like what Eric's reaction and literally everyone else in the room's reaction was to reading that scene.
Yeah.
Reading all of the Jake stuff, like, oh my gosh, it's so good. So then, so they tell Jake, like, you know, if he helps them, they'll help him. And Jake explains where the drugs are from and what he was supposed to do with them. And he shares that, you know, he hit up his girl's place when he got back. Just another little nugget to keep in mind, you know, no big deal.
I didn't even think about that either. Wow.
I didn't either.
You're blowing my mind, to quote Jake. Seriously, I'm dying.
So then, okay, wait. So we have forever a gif of like, you know, Eric Winter dressed up as Jake saying blowing my mind. Like I will be using that gif a lot from now on.
And I will be using the other one. that you will get to in a second. So I don't want to.
Yeah. So then, yeah, so Jake's like, well, you know, I hit up my girl's place when I got back. And you know, when asked if he's ever met Hijack or Hijack or any of his crew, Jake's like, no. And Lucy just gets an idea and looks over at Tim like smirking. Yeah. So then Gray, Angela, and Chenford are all walking out of the district, and Lucy's explaining her plan. And Tim's just like, you know, Tim could go undercover as Dim. They would arrest a major trafficker. And at this point, I'm like, okay, why are they still using the name Dim?
Just because
Like,
it's funny.
Yeah, but like, I mean, he
I
would
don't know why
essentially
they-
go undercover as Jake then,
Yeah.
because they don't want to like, you know, just bring in a new guy. So then Tim just like shuts that down right away. And you know, Lucy's like, oh, but you totally pulled off playing the hitman. And Gray agrees, saying, you know, it's a good opportunity, it's too good of an opportunity to pass up. Which I mean, Gray, we couldn't agree more. Like, please give us Tim Bradford undercover all day and every day. And then Tim's just like, you just want to see me pretend to be Dim. And Angela has a smile on her face, like a mischievous one, and she's like, duh. And suddenly Tim is on board. So, you know, Gray and Angela walk on, and Lucy's just like getting more excited. Like she gets in front of Tim and like stops him from walking. And she kind of like, she doesn't like hit him or shove him, but like she like puts her hands out and like touches him or whatever. And you know, she's like, we gotta like dirty you up, slick back your hair, because Jake was kind of greasy. And before he like walks away, you know, he tells her that she's enjoying this way too much. And then she's like, oh, and we gotta get you tattoos too. Like, you know, we have to like go all out here.
Can we talk about the we though, as in like,
Yeah.
is she assuming in
Yep.
this, you know, long lost forgotten scene that she is like going along and like helping him get, you know, the clothes or like the look.
Well, and like what was funny is no one ever was like, oh, well, if you need someone else to like back him up or like to go undercover with him or anything like that. Like it's never mentioned because we just haven't gotten there yet. But like also, I mean, I guess sometimes it is. So then we get a shot of like the building that they're doing this undercover introduction at. You know, Angela's watching from above. Tim,
And this is where the penthouse is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's not what we thought, but still really cool.
I mean, he was there, but yeah, it was, yeah, not exactly what we thought. But so Tim, aka Dim, is driving the Mini Cooper to the location, pulls into the parking garage. You know, they get Aaron involved in this. He's, you know, kind of on the ground watching everything from the streets. We see Lucy dressed as a city service worker with a construction vest and a hard hat on, which I mean, it was a look. Oh, and she was also in some plaid, which I'm never not here for. Like, I love it.
So was Tim. So we got Plaidford.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. So then like her and the team of people like walk in, they lose the hats and vests. They're pulling like guns out of their bags, getting ready to go into the meeting spot. And Tim's, you know, meeting with the guys who are part of this drug deal in the parking garage, you know, wearing plaid, has tattoos, a bandana sticking out of his skinny jeans, some sweet shoes. His hair is all gelled back. He's got the facial hair. Yeah, so then like they're patting him down and he's like, you know, I've got a piece on my left, like I want it back when, you know, we're done. And so they're searching his car for bugs. Once everything's cleared, you know, they're on the way to see the boss, but the car leaves the parking garage and Aaron and his partner, who is not Nyla, is following. And Angela's just like, you know, what's rescue one status? And Lucy responds that they'll be ready in 60 seconds. So, you know, Dim and the other guy are in the elevator making their way to the penthouse while Lucy and her team are doing the same, just going up the steps. And, you know, I don't know, like when the elevator dinged, you could see like Tim's face change to like more of a nervous and anxious like tone.
Waiting for something to happen.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Right
away. So then, you know, Angela's like, yeah, I've got eyes on Dim. And you know, like she tells rescue one to stand by as they get to the roof terrace access door. So at this point, Lucy even has a worried / nervous like look on her face. And so Tim meets the boss and has Jake's accent. The boss brings Tim to the balcony edge, and Angela tells the sniper, like, anyone lays a hand on our UC, you put them down. And Lucy tells her team to like get ready to breach too, because the boss kind of threatened Wisco, his right hand man, could throw Tim over the balcony. And so Hajak says that Wisco will give him like cash on the way out, and Angela and Lucy are relieved that it's closer to being over. That this meet that is. And so then Hajak is just like, well, you could do another job for me in Triplet. And when Dim asks like what kind of a job it is, Hajak is like, I can't tell you that yet, but it's heavy, wet, and tomorrow. So he also says that they'll need a driver. So Hajak tells him to bring his old lady. I hear she's fast. If I remember right, I told one of our friends when the first picture of like Tim undercover, like as Jake came out, and I was like, I just get a feeling that like he would call Lucy his old lady. Like, I don't know, it just like gave me the vibes.
Yeah.
And then like someone was saying on Twitter last night, like the guy said, bring your own lady. But then my closed captions picked up old lady, and I definitely heard old lady. Yeah.
Because then I hear she's fast, and he's like, not too fast.
Yeah. I definitely heard old lady last night too, but yeah. So then Angela, tells everyone to stand down. They have to see how this new job plays out. And she asks Thorson for a status on the package, which is still moving. So, like a little bit later in the episode, Angela and Lucy are walking. Angela tells Lucy she picked up Dim's girlfriend, and Lucy's just like, okay, why are you being weird? Cue Juicy, because Angela's like, it's just easier just to show you. And Angela's like, guess we know who's going undercover with Dim, and Lucy just looks at all of them like, no, it's not happening. And I don't know, on my second rewatch, I was thinking, like, is Lucy just thinking like the girl that is actually Juicy will go undercover with Tim? Like, she has no say in that? Or like, is Lucy actually like picking up on what they're putting down and saying like, no, you're gonna dress up as Juicy?
Yeah, I mean, at least in my opinion, I thought it was she had put two and two together, and I just felt like she was kind of just shocked that one, that she had a doppelganger, and then two, that she was the complete opposite of her, essentially.
Yeah. And
so like I feel like she was just kind of like, oh shit, the shoe's on the other foot now. Like, I was making fun of Tim and being so different from his. Like, no, I can't do that. Like, no, that's not happening. So I felt like she was maybe a little bit like, of course, I don't know, because she's been undercover before, and that was her thing in season 3. Like,
right.
So I don't know. Maybe it was the other way. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I caught that on my second rewatch though, and I was like, maybe they meant that in a different way. I don't know.
I was just so floored by 2 seconds of Melissa as Juicy.
Yeah. It
was so good.
So then I saw someone had tweeted, I don't remember if I took a screenshot of it, but they were like, what if Juicy is like Lucy's half sister? Because wasn't it like rumored that like her dad had like a different family or something? Or no, he never had kids. Something to do like with her half sister.
Her bio dad didn't have kids, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a messed up family angle for Lucy or something. Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like I have the screenshot, but yeah,
they have doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Like, I just was not expecting that at all.
Who came up with that idea? Because I would just like to thank them personally.
Yeah. I mean, Alexi wrote and directed the episode, so I'm assuming he did, but
so now it's canon that Chenford has doppelgangers, and those doppelgangers are dating each other. So I mean, that just, Eric and Melissa were not messing around when they said that we would love what was going to happen in this season finale.
So funny.
I will never doubt the rookie writers, cast members, nothing anymore. Like this is just too good.
I haven't. I'm like never been one of those people that like has
No.
doubts. I get
Neither have I.
nervous,
Yeah.
but I'm like, now they got it. I don't know. But yeah, no, this is like another level like of hilarity and just entertainment.
No, I've never been one to doubt either. I just yesterday I kept thinking, I was like, yesterday being Sunday, I was like, I have a feeling that we are getting baited. Like maybe not baited as much as we were last season finale, like, you know, where it was
Fair.
like Chenford is happening, you know, and we had the dance or like the mention of the dance. But I was like, I don't know. I just feel like we're getting baited. But then I stand corrected. Like we got the full course meal in this. So it was great. But yeah, Jake, Juicy, and Dim are like my new favorite characters, and I need to see them more. But yeah, so we saw Tim as Dim, and now we need to see Lucy as Juicy, like 501. Don't let us down, please.
Yeah, like if they don't finish what they started in the season 5 premiere, I don't know what it was for.
They have to finish it. Like I'm not losing hope. They have to finish it.
Yeah.
I just wonder, like, okay, so the hijacker or whatever has never met Jake, so like there we go, we can have Dim. But like he hasn't met Juicy then, I'm assuming. So like is she gonna totally
didn't he met, or no, was that not however you say his name, Hey Jack?
Yeah.
Was that not him that Tim as Jake / Dim met up with?
No, that was him. That was him that he met up with. I just don't know, like, if Tim went in as Dim or Jake. I'm assuming Dim, but I don't think, like, because Jake had said no, they never met.
I mean, now they have that. I mean, because like Dim's just Lucy's
like name for
silly
him.
Nickname.
But like if
he hasn't met Juicy.
So like I wonder if she's gonna dress up like how Juicy did, or if she's gonna go more like, I don't know, not as out of character for Lucy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. I'm curious to see. Just 501, just don't let us down, please. I feel like it would be a good like storyline to start the season off with, for sure.
I can picture the promo already. Like I have ideas.
Ooh. We got a long hiatus, so because it just seems like it's longer than usual middle of May. But yeah, I mean, I also just need to know, like, did they have the same reaction finding out who his girlfriend was, like when they found out who Jake was, or who Jake looked like. So then we get like probably one of the most domestic looking Chenford scenes ever, minus the 401 hug. That one was pretty domestic. But yeah, I mean, this one just like delivered more. So Tim is at Lucy's apartment and they have to get their undercover backstory airtight. And Lucy asks, Tim, like how Dim and Juicy met. And, Tim's just like, they met at a barbecue, like simple, problem solved. And Lucy's like, yeah, that's dumb. Which I have to agree, because like I don't see Dim and Juicy going to a barbecue.
I feel bad for Tim. I was like, oh, buddy, I like your idea.
Poor Tim was just trying so hard in this like sequence, and Lucy was just like, no, this is not working.
Yeah.
So then, Tim's like, well, if you think you can do it better, do it. Like, she's all just like, watch me. So then we get her backstory, which we will put the audio here because we just can't do it justice. I mean,
okay, so you were on the run from the cops. a bank robbery gone wrong. You ended up in my building, frantic, looking for a place to hide, and I opened the door for you. I lied to the cops for you. And and it got me so hot that we hooked up while they were still searching the building.
Okay.
And it's like she never even hesitated. Like I loved her little and ooh, like, you know, and she's talking about how they hooked up.
Yeah.
And it
so
was
brilliant.
Yeah. I felt like she wanted to say that to like see how he would react. And boy, did he react. Like his jaw dropped. He could not pick it back up. And he was just like left speechless. Like his brain short circuited and literally so did mine. Like I was just sitting there and my jaw had dropped. I was like, what am I watching right now? Like, what is going on?
Oh my God, it was just so funny. I was just like, oh, okay, that happened. Like she said that. That's fine.
I'm pretty sure that I like just stopped tweeting because I was like, I don't even know what to tweet. Like I literally, like I have no words.
It was so like meme worthy, his expression. Yeah. It's like my new favorite thing. I already put it on Tumblr as like my reaction to the rookie finale. It's just, oh my God, like surprise face. Tim.
Yeah. So then Tim's like, okay, well, like, where do I go from here? So he looks off and he's like, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You know, if we're going to sell this undercover boyfriend girlfriend look, then, you know, they might have to, you know, like he can't get the words out and she's teasing him about it. And, you know, she's just like, I don't know. I felt like she knew what he was going to say, but instead of saying it for him, she wanted him to say it. But which also so like
funny because like Tim, I would have thought just based on his like next like the next little tiny moment they have of like preparing because he was not impatient but I mean kind of and so just like the fact that he couldn't say kiss or like make out or what I'm like dude, she literally just told you that you're
like you could have hooked up like
hooked up. Yeah
so good but like also the fact that like he was just like, yeah, you know, if we're gonna sell the undercover boyfriend girlfriend look, and I was like, okay, so that's canon, kind of, you know. I mean, like he's called them boyfriend girlfriend, like in a way, undercover, like they're undercover aliases. Yeah. So then, you know, like Tim's all annoyed because you know she's teasing him about like what he's trying to get out, and he's just like, just forget it, you know, like, and she's like, no, you're right, like we should practice that. So, you know, like she agrees with him about it. And then it's just like all awkward. Like these two are like, they're almost like middle schoolers that they're like trying to figure out like how to talk to a boy or girl like for the first time. And they're just like so awkward around each other.
It was so funny. Just like, cause like you could see like a kind of a little bit of an eye roll.
Yeah.
Like kind of Tim's considering it. And Lucy's like, wait. And like her hand, like, okay, well, his whole arm was across the back of her couch, right? And I was like, okay, Lucy, just put your hand a little more to the left, and then your hands will touch. And then, but like,
and
they
just like leave it there
for a brief second. And I was like, okay, that's good. That's good. I'm liking that. I was so floored. I didn't even care. I was like, this is good enough.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I was like, whatever we get, like, I'm fine with. I don't even care if we get a kiss at this point. Even if we just get like a mention it.
I seriously, because like I know people were theorizing that they were gonna practice, and I was like, why? Don't you remember I told you this? I was like, why would you need to practice?
Because if you saw the first kiss, that can't be what they show. It can't be. Because they just looked phoned in. So then okay, so like, you know, it's all awkward. He's like looking around the room. She like finds something on the ceiling to like focus on, and you know, they're just like, they just don't know what to do with each other. And at this point, I'm like, all right, so seriously, like, what's gonna happen? Like, I am on pins and needles here. And you know, Lucy's like, okay, well, like, maybe we should stand up. And Tim's like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. And at this point, I'm just like, they are seriously like little kids who don't know how to talk to each other. Like they're trying to figure out like what to say, like how to talk to, the opposite sex and stuff. And so, oh my gosh, it's so adorable. It's so Chenford to me. So then they're like looking at each other, trying to prepare. And Tim's like ready to go. Like this man is like, I've been waiting for this. Like, let's just get it over with.
And Lucy laughing was in character for her for sure.
We'll insert the audio because it's just too good. So
no.
Oh, you know what? We're professionals. Let's just get this done with.
Whoa. Well, that's romantic.
I'm not trying to be romantic.
Well, you're succeeding. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Just, yes. Good.
Take your time.
Yep. Yep. Yes. I'm ready. Sorry. Is that it?
You know what? If you're gonna criticize me,
yeah. And Tim's just like, we're professionals. Like, let's just get this done and over with. The flirty banter and the bickering, like, this is it. This is everything that we've wanted. I mean, we've had it before, but like, it's different. It's in her apartment, off the clock. Like, yeah. So I don't know. Like when I was watching this, I was like, okay. 1, this is very Chenford. 2, I feel like this is very much like Melissa and Eric. And 3, I was like, okay, is this like how it is for actors to like prepare for a scene like this? Because I definitely feel like it is. Like someone's like, come on, we're professionals, like we can do this. And the other is just like, this is just weird. Like I don't know. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, this is just everything that I wanted right here.
I feel like with Eric and Melissa, there's probably way more laughter.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Also, I want to know how everyone reacted to reading this scene, like the kiss and everything, because there's obviously gifs and memes and stuff that go around on Twitter. And even like people who do like the incorrect rookie tweets and stuff, they're like, Tim and Alexi, like Eric brings up like all the, Chenford stuff, and Alexi's like, no, we're not doing that. I can just, oh my God. I just want to know like how this one happened.
Yeah, like table read behind the scenes. Please.
Yeah. Please. Yeah. So then, and this is why they had to practice the kiss, because he gives her a little peck and she's like, what was that? And I'm like, sir, Timothy Bradford, you've been in love with her for like 4 seasons. Like, give her some real passion.
It
Please.
was so cute though. I loved I think subverting is the right word, or like inverting expectations. Like it's the opposite of what I thought was going to happen, whatever correct term that is. Words are not my friend tonight. It's 10:15 right now. It's too late for me. Because like I seriously, like I said, because how Tim was of just like, hey, let's go, like I'm ready, let's whatever. And so like I kind of thought he was gonna be the one to do like, I just thought Lucy was gonna be the one that like did the soft.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just good. And then he was just like shrugged his shoulders, and you could tell he was like kind of proud of it. And I was like, okay. I mean,
so cute.
He tried. So then she's like, oh my God. And she just pulls him in, and they go all in. They just kiss. So then sweet little Tamara walks in, and Chenford at that point couldn't be further apart from each other. Mm-hmm. They start trying like to explain themselves, and Tamara's like, hey, like you don't have to explain a thing. And you could kind of see like she's got a smirk on her face, like, I know what you two were just doing. Yeah. And Tim's like, yeah, I should go. Lucy agrees. And once Tim leaves, Lucy's just like trying to look like she's trying to process it, and is being like all awkward and cute around Tamara. They go to their rooms.
The good work.
Yeah.
You do.
And Lucy just turns around, and you could see that she was just like mentally face palming. Like, why did I just say that to him?
Melissa's facial expressions. I know she quote tweeted
Maggie's
Yeah,
tweet,
Maggie.
yeah.
But yeah, both of their micro expressions were
Yeah.
just fantastic.
Well, and then like I loved how Tim like turned around and he was like, "You too," and then he like looked at Tamara and he's like, "Bye." Like,
Bye.
you
Yeah,
know,
like, he's
I'm
like,
getting out of
"Sorry,
here.
Bye.
Oh my god, it's so funny how flustered Tim Bradford gets.
Yeah. He was like, what was it? He was like, going to pick up his things. Like, I don't have anything.
Yeah,
See you tomorrow.
it's just so funny how he gets so flustered, but like Tim Bradford is like a confident, like, you know, I mean, in season 1, he was such a hard ass. Like, he's so confident and like so sure of himself, but yet like he gets so flustered. And especially when it comes to like Lucy, and like, I mean, in 309, like when, you know, she was doing the fake feelings confession and he's like, "You're a great girl." I mean,
Wait,
woman,
can
like,
someone make a side by side of that?
yeah,
Because someone on Tumblr did a processing like meme over his face, and I feel like the same person might have done that for 309. I just need them side by side.
yeah,
Like processing of this fake confession and then this
yeah,
like technically fake kiss, if you want to be
yeah.
technical. Wow, I just said technically twice, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like, there was some edit last night, I think. I don't know. I was up until like 1 a.m. just like scrolling Twitter. This fandom works fast, guys. Like, there was already a fanfic about this like kiss moment on Archive of Our Own, and I was like, all right, how much do we think was written beforehand? And they were just like, perfect. We're just like inserting this. I don't
Well,
know.
there's already been so many undercover fanfics
Yeah.
written, so
But there was an edit of, you know, the Windows like error message that you'll get like when a program's not responding or just like not wanting to work.
yeah.
There was that, and it was like Tim Bradford was in like the main focus, and it was just like the error box like popping up like all over his face with the sound.
Yep.
It's too good.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I was like,
just felt bad, though. Can I just say I just felt bad because I saw a lot of people were like, you know, mad at Tamara, and I'm like, did we forget though that they're in actual other relationships? Like they would have stopped
at some point.
eventually.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
not like it was gonna be this you know, like hot heated like thing.
Yeah.
And so
I
just-
feel like
I was
who
like,
would have been the one to stop it though? Like Lucy, maybe?
well, I'm thinking more. Well,
Because
I
she
was
knows
gonna
that.
say him just because Lucy was the one that like initiated the second time.
Yeah, that's true.
But then I don't know though, because I can kind of see her being like, because she like, well, I just thought it was cute. Like her hands were like centered, like on his chest, and so I felt like maybe that would have been a good, like if she pushed him away, it would have just been like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing the motion again. No one's gonna see this. Yeah, but I don't. Well, yeah, because she like thinks. I feel like she would get in her head.
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
I don't know though. It's a yeah, but like I thought it was so perfect for Tamara to just like
Pop in.
just like walk into her own apartment. You know, it's like
Yeah.
hey and oh okay.
Well,
Like,
and like she lives there.
to meet
Like
it.
it was perfect. Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
like sadly, if Jackson had still been there, you know, it would have been Jackson.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I
so
was thinking about that and I was like, what would Jackson's reaction have been? Like, finally, it's happened. Like,
that reminded me so much though of Eric and Titus's IG live from way back now when they had talked about like what if Tim was just like moseying around in their kitchen like shirtless and Jackson came out. So like I don't know. Like
yeah.
I feel like Jackson would have just like smiled.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe or something. I don't know.
And then been like, Lucy, we're gonna talk about this like after. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's like it had to have been someone. Like
Right.
it's a classic, like, you know, what's the word? Trope, I guess, or thing,
Mhm.
like, you know, thing. And so I just kind of felt bad, like, because I was like, oh, this was so good. Like I loved it. Like I loved
Yeah.
when Tamara just like came in and was like, oh, hello, okay.
I loved it because
Fine.
it was like she was caught seeing her parents do something that like she shouldn't be seeing or something. It
And
was good.
Lucy and Tim's immediate like pull apart reaction were hysterical.
like when you watch it in the video, like in the context, you see like Lucy's eyes open and she kind of like pulls her head back, like away from Tim so quickly. It was like, all right, you can.
Tim was still in the moment for like a split second longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely saw people saying like, if only Tamara could have like walked in like a few minutes later or something. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I also feel like one of them would have stopped it for sure. I don't know who it would have been, but one of them would have definitely stopped it. But yeah, it was good. So then like we see Lucy arrive at the district the next morning. Which isn't this the day that like they're supposed to go undercover together? Because that hijack said tomorrow. Yeah. So this is the cliffhanger for season finale, I guess. It's just not like leave you on the edge of your seat cliffhanger. But yeah, so then Lucy arrives at the district the next morning and Tim's just like sitting in his truck, just like not sure what to do. He's just so flustered, and like when he's nervous, he just gets like even cuter. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, while I'm not thrilled that it didn't end in a confession, like I do love this scene because they just look so innocent, like confused, nervous, yet like hopeful, and like two hopeless love fools. Like they just look like, I don't know, like they're in lust or something. And so, you know, it's all awkward between them. And Lucy's like, has there been any contact from Hijack yet? Like, which there hasn't been. So they both start to talk. And, you know, Lucy tells him that he can go first. And, you know, he asks her if she's sure. And I don't know why, but I just like love that from him.
So gentlemanly.
Yeah. And Tim's just like, I just wanted to say. And it like pauses on that and the camera like zooms in on him and the music kind of like gets a little bit louder or whatever. And it goes over to Lucy, who just like, you can see that there's kind of like a glimmer of hope in her eyes and maybe even some lust or something. And instead of saying what we all wanted him to say, and heck, even what he wanted to say, he blurted out that they need to work on their backstory more to give it like more depth. And you can just see Lucy's kind of like in shock and disbelief, like saying, yeah, we could take the morning and, you know, while we wait for him to call. But yeah, that's kind of where it ends. So I guess the cliffhanger is the Chenford, because they still have to go undercover.
Yep.
So hopefully season 5, episode 1 does that.
Yeah. Like I said, I guess before we started recording, like I just really was in the camp of, oh, it's gonna be an almost kiss while they're undercover. So now I understand why the episode description was like possible or potential drug case.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really happen. So like I was just not expecting, so I wasn't expecting that. So then in my mind, this little like parking lot scene was just like a, you know, you're a good cop scenario again or something, not a complete backtrack of the actions that happened the night before.
Yeah.
The whole thing just like shocked me because it was halfway through the episode and this whole thing happened.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God. I mean, like I was happy.
I feel like they could have like waited until closer to the end of the episode though. Like given really us like another Tim and or Lucy scene like of them on their own, kind of like realizing something or, you know, trying to process it and then like do this at the end. It would have made more sense that way, because like being halfway into the episode, like you kind of forget that this was the cliffhanger.
Yep.
Or possible cliffhanger.
I did.
Yeah.
Which like and yeah, I mean, because like Tim had said, it made sense. They didn't want their first kiss to be like, you know, they're in the midst of undercover. But I was very much not prepared for an actual kiss. I was an almost kiss person. So I was just like, oh, they actually did that. But it's, I mean, it is for for the job. It gives a whole meaning to their phrase though, doing my job.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
I like that it wasn't undercover though, because it makes it feel more like real as far as like Chenford development.
Well, for
I
sure,
mean,
because you could see it for a split second.
yeah,
They started to get a little more intense,
yeah.
but it just,
I mean, not to say that like if it was an undercover one, that it wouldn't lead to more like, Chenford development or anything. But I don't know. For me, it would have been harder to believe that it would be like Chenford development just
Well, like
because it was undercover.
I literally had this whole thing in my head. Okay, like I kid you not. I was just like, oh, they're gonna be like dressed up all. Well, this is like before they released the
Yeah,
Tim/Dim/Jake photo or whatever. I thought they were gonna be like, kind of glam or whatever, or at least like all black, kind of, sleek or something.
yeah,
I don't know. And then have like this almost moment that I made up in my head, like be at the very end, and then that was the thing,
yeah,
like, or they just, are like something almost happens, they like pull back and then look at each other and then fade to black. That was
yeah,
my whole thing. So I was not prepared for any of this that happened.
yeah. Part of me is hoping and manifesting, like, so they had said like we need to practice it, in case we do have to do this or whatever. So 501, another kiss, like
Yes,
Chenford
the
kiss
practice gonna pay
3.0. Please.
Yeah.
Like that would, I mean, 422, May 15th, 2022 will go down as like one of the best Chenford episodes, like for sure. I don't know. It's up there with 401 and Day of Death. Like it is up there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Definitely top 5.
Because we got like one step closer to like Chenford Endgame.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I also just can't get over Eric saying words like, yo, dope, my bad. Like that had to be really fun for him.
Well, like if you like listen to their like he and Rosalind's like podcast, he talks like not quite as casual, but still just like more casual than like he does as Tim.
Yeah.
So it's just like fun to like hear that.
Yeah. I don't know. This was a good episode for Chenford, even though they only had like 20 minutes. But they pack a lot of punch into those 20 minutes for Chenford, which I am forever grateful for. So
yep. And ABC has been total gems and put the full clip online.
Yeah.
Of that moment.
The last time I looked, it was at like 39,000 views.
Go watch it. And if you want to see that moment in HD on your phones or whatever, so as opposed to just on your TV or computer.
It's at 88,000 views now. And it was posted 20 hours ago. So
rock on.
Chenford fandom, like,
amazing.
Are we okay?
Yeah, because we had posted it to our Twitter, but yeah, just go watch it regardless.
I mean, I know that I've been in like the biggest brain rot for like 24 hours now.
I got like 3 hours of sleep. So.
I was like texting our group chat and they were like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm currently in a dark room, laying horizontal, like still breaking down over Chenford. So
well, because I didn't get the opportunity to watch live because, as Jennifer said, May 15th will be a historic Chenford day. It was also my sister's birthday yesterday, so I was in celebration mode. But now I have something else to celebrate because Chenford did that. So, but so I did not get a chance to watch it live, so that's why I was up later than most. But it was still so good.
Yeah,
my friends watched it. Kristen watched it live, and their friend Amy, who watches The Rookie as well, watched it live, and they both texted me asking if I was watching or that they had watched, and oh my god. So
see, I wanted to text you, and then I was like, one, I'm live tweeting, and two, if I start texting her, I'm literally just gonna like blab it all. But then I was like staying up late. I was like, I'm waiting for her to text me because I don't want to like go to bed, and she's just like spamming me. But I was also like, you know what? That'll be the best thing to wake up to.
I know. I didn't really though, because I was just like, I just had tweeted. I was on Twitter and like tweeting all my exclamation points.
See, and I didn't totally see all that, but like we're also in like 4 different group chats together, so it was like you had to text like each group chat.
I did exactly that. Yeah.
But it was so good, so good. Hopefully season 5 we have more Chenford. not just crumbs, but like actual like canon content. So
Yeah. And just like depending on how this whole, assuming they actually finish out the undercover thing, will that mean they do more undercover work? Or will that mean that they, God forbid, have to like split up again or something, you know, like if
yeah,
it gets too awkward? Like, I don't know. I'm here for the angst though. Like,
same.
it's just more rewarding to me if they have a little bit, because, you know, nothing is perfect, nothing is
Right.
so easy. It just, you know, there's going to be some bumps in the road. They got a couple of, you know, other people they have to talk to, namely their significant others, before,
Yeah,
you know, really move forward.
yeah.
Yeah. So we had like an additional notes section just 'cause there were a couple moments that didn't quite fit. Although we had mentioned Pete and Chastity earlier. Pete's commentary on running was absolutely hysterical.
Oh, for sure.
He was like, oh, why do people do this? Or how do people do this? And he was just, oh my god, it's so funny. And yeah, but the one thing I did not need was the pool scene where they're all hanging out together.
Why?
And literally, I did not need John and sexual gratification to be in the same implied dialogue, like ever. Never, ever, 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 ever again.
Honestly,
Never,
I think I
ever.
blocked that out.
Never, ever, 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 ever again.
I think I blocked it out because I don't remember that.
Never, ever.
But wait, that was after the
I am a
Chenford
broken
kiss, right?
record. I am a broken record. Yes, it was. I never, ever, ever,
Yeah, after the Chenford
Ever.
kiss and that entire scene, I totally just like
Ever.
blacked out.
It was so, I can't. Like, oh my god. Like, I can't. Like, I mean, the Cassidy's like, John's the hookup whisperer. Like, that was kind of
Yeah.
funny. Oh my god, no.
And
But
then
just
Pete's
the
like,
implied,
you're like Tinder, and I was like, what? No,
John probably doesn't even know what Tinder is. Are you
no.
kidding?
Oh my god.
Just kidding. But
And
just,
then like, and then when they all left the pool and it was just John and Bailey. No, I'm sorry. That's the cringiest moment ever.
I just can't, because like it was just, I didn't need it. I didn't need it. I don't ever want it again. I can't. That scarred me. Again, everyone's
Yeah.
probably gonna think I'm like fucking nuts. I don't care. Never, ever, 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 ever again. Thank you.
Honestly, the first watch, I totally just like blacked out after the Chenford kiss. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm literally just like, I'm just on cloud nine. So I missed like the sexual gratification line
Good.
on the first watch, but second watch, I watched it and I was like, wait, what? No.
You know, it was very, very quick. Like, if you didn't, she just kind of slipped it in and was like,
I did see on the first watch though, like Bailey like stood up from the hot tub and you know, like he gave her the robe or whatever, and she's like, carry me, and I was like, no, ew, no, that is just no. No.
But yeah, and Pete sleeping through the entirety of Bailey's ordeal was a whole mood. Like, even the gunfire, I was dying laughing. And then like Chastity, because she and Nell had gone, I don't think I mentioned that, they had gone shopping or to do something. So they were like gone for this whole like fight, well, both fight sequences. And Chastity, because like Pete came out of the Airstream or whatever, and he was just like, what happened? And she's like, oh my god, baby, are you okay? And like, it about Pete, that like, not Bailey, who is lying in the pool or the hot tub rather. So that killed me too. It's so funny.
I don't, it was just, I honestly wonder what they're going to do with Bailey next season, because we know that Jenna Dewan was a like regular cast member this season. I'm assuming she's going to be in season 5 too. But I wonder what they're going to do. So
I just want to know if they're going to flesh out, you know, at least 2 of her 10 jobs that she has.
Yeah. Like, can we at least narrow it down a little bit? Like, she does not need all of that. So,
yeah.
And then we even had a little Nyla moment. So she went into Gray's office because she needed to talk to him. And she said, her doctor wants her to start maternity leave this week to get off of her feet, and to take it easy for the baby. So he's like, yeah, that's fine. And she kind of like stalls in his office for a minute. And he's like, is there something else that you want to talk about? And she's like, I have to talk about like what comes after the baby. And I was literally holding my breath
Yeah, I was like,
during
wait,
this
what?
moment, because I was like, okay, this would be a good way to kind of like wrap her up, but also like I don't see her going anywhere, like leaving the show or anything. And I don't want to put that out there, but I guess I just did. And Gray's like, okay, well, this sounds ominous. And Nyla's like, well, I've been thinking like once the baby is born, I would like to stay with the detectives. And Gray's like, I figured this would happen. Like, I'm assuming you would want to stay partnered with Lopez. And Nyla's like, yeah, we work well together. And I mean, at that point, I was like, okay, I can breathe now. Like, we're good. And I'm just like, also more Angela and Nyla scenes in season 5. Like, I am here for it. And that'll mean like more detective work because they'll have 2 detectives that they have to like, write stories for. Yeah. But then also like it means that none of our OG TOs are TOs anymore. Like, because Tim's not, he's a sergeant.
Shut up.
Angela and Nyla are both detectives.
Shut up.
Yeah. So Nolan is
No.
supposed to become a TO.
Oh my god. Oh god. And it's all
But yeah.
Nolan now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. There's a definite storyline arc.
Yep. That'll be like probably first half, if not all of season 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Love that for us.
I did not put that together.
Honestly, you know what? Just give us Chenford undercover in 501 and I'll never complain about anything else ever again. Like, I won't. Just give it to me, please. But then yeah, so Gray's like, well, I'll find a new TO for Thorson then. So they are saying that Thorson is staying in season 5. Like, that's what I'm getting at. I'm manifesting that. Putting that out into the universe.
I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I really hope so. But I just kind of thought it would be like a, fade out type thing for his character. But I hope not, because I really enjoy seeing him on screen. And
same.
It'll be weird because I grew to enjoy Nyla and Aaron.
I know.
Together, and like John and Aaron doesn't exactly.
Well, even like a new character and Aaron, like it's just gonna.
It's true. They could bring in a new TO or something.
But I could definitely see Nyla wanting to go be a detective.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not saying that detectives like they're out of the line of fire more and stuff, but like she's not as much like on the streets, on the front lines as much. She's kind of like on specialized cases. So, and then Gray, like I just noticed Gray's face, like as Nyla thanks him for everything and leaves, like his face, just his eyes and like everything. I don't know. It just like melts my heart. Like he loves his team. It was just so good. So yeah, that was the end of season 4, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like, not even discourse, but just like a lot of conversation on Twitter about this episode and how it didn't feel like a cliffhanger, or how it didn't feel like a season finale.
I legit looked at my phone and was like, oh, okay, we gotta, do the thing next week because we have a new episode. Nope. It's done.
Yeah. I literally kept thinking, like, I've been thinking for the last like few weeks, I'm like, okay, so we've got a few more episodes to go, and then like, we're on hiatus, and I'm like, wait, no, it's over. Like season 4 is done. And I think I'm thinking that because a lot of other shows are ending like end of May, so I don't know, but yeah, some people were also saying that this felt more like a mid-season finale than like a season finale. And I was like, yeah, I could see that, because it feels like they should be coming back like within a few weeks for like, to pick it up, but also this is gonna be like the longest hiatus, and not as long because like we know that no one's dying or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I mean it's still like we know what happened with Chenford, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone's tweet and they were like, so this is my husband's theory. Jen on Twitter said this. The whole finale was supposed to be Nolan and friends off in the desert, but the force of nature that is Chenford army intervened, and that's how we got 10 beautiful Tim and Lucy minutes.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Fair. Yeah. It was still good. I mean, 'cause I know Eric has been saying it, like they can't deny it anymore. They can't, so they just kind of went with it and definitely did something unexpected and different and definitely not mad at it. I just can't believe it actually happened.
I feel like I'm gonna get some flack for this because I know that people don't like character-centric episodes unlike the one Chicago shows, at least for PD. Because they suck at continuity, which they do. I'm not denying that.
Yeah, they do.
But I feel like the Rookie would benefit from having those.
Oh, for sure.
Like, still touch on continuity, still have, like people talking to each other, but like focusing just on John for an episode, or like even if it's for a few episodes, like having like, a mini story arc for him.
Kind of did that with like Wesley and Elijah in the first season.
Like you were saying before we started recording, like the first half of the season felt very different from the second half.
Oof,
I
did.
felt like they balanced out a lot more in the first half. Like they balanced the characters more. But yeah, I think the Rookie could probably benefit from having like not even a bunch of character-centric episodes, but like a few here and there. Like
or just like more backstory. Like don't forget about the backstories that they come up with this season. And
and even like Lucy's fertility stuff, like they've brought it up like once a season. It's like, why are we doing that then? Like, why are we even bringing it up at all? Just like let it go or not use it at all. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't mind the character-centric episodes like in Chicago PD and stuff, and like the 911 shows and stuff to it. And I do love character-centric episodes, but I feel like the Rookie would probably benefit from doing like maybe a few of those. But yeah. Feel free to come at me if you don't like those. I mean, it's just my thought. So
Chenford centric.
Even like Lopez though. Like I would love to see
I miss Lopez.
Yeah. I would love to see like a Lopez centric episode. Like when they were solving the when they were watching the true crime documentary or whatever, like when Aaron first joined the team, like them solving that. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Like Angela on the case, Wesley's a DA or lawyer. Like I would just love to see that power couple working together. For sure. So
especially if he goes over to the
DA's office. Yeah. But yeah, we do have some listener thoughts. We asked everyone what they loved about the episode, like thoughts on season 4. And you guys like came through with your thoughts. Like I think this is the most that we've ever had.
Yeah.
So do you want to start us off?
The premiere, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nicole said the scene where Tamara caught them and Lucy was like, this is work. Reminded her of, oh gosh, why? See, this is a show I do not watch. If I butcher this character's name, I'm sorry.
Peraltigo.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Peraltigo from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, kissing undercover when apparently Jake and Amy said, we are police colleagues. This is a work event. The awkwardness afterward killed her too, because Tim's feelings realization outside her apartment was like 8 seconds long. I had to check because I felt like it felt like an eternity for him staring into space. It kind of did, yeah, because it was just
And his eyes like shifted all over
Uh-huh.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. And Nicole said also Juicy and Dim were gold. Whoever had the idea of doppelgangers needs a raise. Oh, for
Sure. I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This was like a while ago when I binged it. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine is more comedic. Like they're like a comedy cop show. And some of it I was like not really like intrigued with. But I do kind of remember them kissing and it was like undercover and them saying like this is work, like this is work. I don't remember who caught them though. It's probably Charles or something. But yeah, I can see it. I saw a few tweets last night about how Peralta and Chenford are similar in like their banter and stuff. So yeah.
Interesting.
Kira had said the doppelgangers are a couple. What? And she said the universe sails the ship. So yeah, it was definitely a plot twist to see that those doppelgangers were a couple. So
yeah, definitely. Bonnie said if they hadn't been interrupted, Tim was ready to go for it. And she said, go Lucy for giving Tim an actual kiss and making the first move. Yeah, for sure. Women making the first move. Love it.
I loved how she like shut him up from his rambling and she was like, oh my God, screw it. Like, I'm just going in.
I just think it was like, how do I put this? Like, maybe it's just because like their height difference, you know? Because like she had to like pull him down. And then like I could see it because they did the lovely what's the word? Like spin with the camera, you know, it like went around in a half circle anyway. I could see like Eric like shift his feet, not his actual feet, but just like his body move. So I'm assuming he had to like shift. Like I don't know, I was not expecting them to stand up. I don't know why, but I really wasn't expecting them to stand up.
I feel like if they were sitting though, it would have
been like
led to more
awkward. Oh, or that.
It would have been awkward, but it would have also like led to more. And I feel like standing up and them kind of like still being a little bit awkward, it was perfect for them.
Yeah. Sorry, Bonnie, I got just distracted by that. I do this. And Tim had his realization. Whoever had the she said double soap opera twins idea needs a raise.
Yeah.
She said there was a little too much Nolan and Bailey, and no cliffhanger. Why? Yeah. There was quite a bit of Nolan and Bailey. I was not expecting, like I thought for whatever reason watching the promo that Bailey was going to be in the diner with Nolan or just, you know, wherever they were. I didn't know it was a diner at the time, but
it almost looked like it.
Yeah. I was not expecting her to be completely separate.
I also, though, I don't know what I was expecting from this episode because like we barely got any promo photos. The promo itself kind of seemed like not all over the place, but it seemed like it was going to be two different episodes. And we probably should have just like gathered that from the promo because we had Chenford and then we had Nolan and Bailey like fighting people. So it was like, where's this episode going? So, Emmy had said, I loved the Chenford development we got. And I really hope that we get to see their relationship grow and develop in season 5. She's excited for the Nyla and Angela partnership as detectives and can't wait to see them work together. She said she's also hoping for more to see more Thorson, who got put on the back burner in season 4. I would definitely say after they wrapped up like the stuff with his mom and Patrick and stuff that they did kind of put him on the back burner for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that like episode with him riding with Tim, but other than that, it was
fun.
Yeah. Other than that, it was kind of done. And so she also said she liked the episode, but the way it ended made it feel more like a mid-season episode instead of a season finale. She said, I wish that they ended on a cliffhanger, but I'm not really sure what she means here. But she said, but season 5 renewal was up in the air, so I guess they wanted to just tie up the story as best as possible.
Oh,
But
probably at the time of filming,
oh yeah,
maybe, perhaps. It was cutting it close,
yeah,
I think.
because I was like, we knew that we were getting season 5.
Yeah.
So,
But at the
yeah,
time of writing it, yeah, they definitely didn't know.
that's true. Yeah. But like, yeah, because I could see like if they weren't sure if they were getting season 5, they wanted to like take Chenford to the next level. So they were like, let's just have them kiss. I could see that then. That makes more sense. Okay.
Can you imagine if we did? Oh my God. I can't.
Oh my
even
God.
Imagine. No, I can't.
I would be beside myself for sure.
Oh my God, I would actually cry. Like, I would actually cry.
Yeah. But if we didn't get season 5, and it was just like ending at season 4, I would be so ecstatic that we got a kiss. Like just
That's true.
because like going through these last 4 seasons, like to not have anything and then like if the show was to end,
Yeah.
it would be so dissatisfying. So I mean, even if we didn't have like season 5 already like
Yeah.
renewed and all that.
Thank God we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God that we do. Because I think it was like this time last year that we got renewal news.
Yeah, we had to wait like
It was like
a
middle
bit.
of May. Yeah.
We had to wait a bit.
But yeah, no, like I mean, if we didn't already have season 5, if it was like ending at season 4 or whatever, like I'm glad though that they kissed. But yeah, so thank God for season 5 coming.
Thank God. Kim B. Good said, love this season. Can't wait to see the next one. Love the FBI rookie episodes also. Yeah, definitely. I'm glad the spinoff got picked up. That'll be fun. Hopefully there'll be more crossovers. If ABC calls them that.
Yeah. I'm just interested to see like how they build out that show more. So Mindy had said good episode, but not a great finale episode. I have to agree. Yeah, I feel like it could have been stronger either with just one main storyline or like just one main storyline. She said the kiss scene was great and very on brand for Chenford. Eric stole the episode. And if you think about it, he had to play 3 characters, Tim, Jake, and Tim playing Jake. So I guess Tim just, is Dim.
Yeah.
She said she loved getting to see Nell and Elroy again. That was fun. And she said the problem I had was there were only 2 storylines. I would have loved a side conversation between Lopez and the DA's about the DA's office, or Nyla and Thorson about her going on maternity leave.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't even think of either of those.
Yeah, because I wonder like how they're going to explain it to Aaron or like tell Aaron that like Nyla's 1 going on maternity leave and 2 she's not going to be a TO anymore. So and she said Wesley and Smitty were just scenery. Honestly,
I didn't even see Smitty, so
he was in the scene when they were like all huddled around Lucy's desk.
Oh, okay.
I honestly wasn't even expecting to see Wesley or Smitty in it. I'd forgotten that the like that there was that one video or TikTok or whatever where it was like you could see all of them like huddled around the desk. And then also like True Valentino had shared a group picture of them like all kind of like on the last day of filming or whatever. And Nyla was in, or Makia was in it and all that. And I totally forgot that was this episode too. I thought it was like a few episodes ago or something. So I honestly wasn't even expecting to see Aaron in this episode. Like I think I tweeted or something. I was like, I wonder if like we'll see Aaron again. And then it was like, boom, he's in this episode. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I agree though.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Trisha loved this episode, especially Chenford. She can't wait for season 5 and to see how their story continues.
Same. I hope that they take them somewhere else besides just like continuing to dance around their feelings.
Oh, I literally
Like,
thought you meant like take them like to a different location.
no. I mean,
But
if they
how
go,
fun would that be though? Yeah, if they went
if
on
they were to go on vacation or like,
or vacation, yeah.
anything like that, sure. It would be more believable than Tim and Ashley going on vacation, but that's just me. Yeah, no, I mean, I just hope that, like, I'm okay if they dance around their feelings a little bit more just because the angst, but like, even then, we've had the kiss, just let them get together. It's season 5 at this point. Like, just come on, give it to us.
Yep.
Delaney had said, I wish they would have ended it on Lucy and Tim minutes from going undercover and the two awkwardly checking in on each other. She said, and we need 501 to start with a heavy makeout session between Juicy and Dim.
Like,
I'm sorry.
actually then? Like, well, okay, let me, hold on. Do you get what I'm saying? They're like actually like them in like as those doppelganger
Yeah,
characters? Oh, okay.
I guess so. I
That'd
don't
be
know. I
hilarious.
just read that and I was like, a heavy makeout session between Juicy and Dim. Like, these names, I'm sorry, but I think that they got to change. I don't know, but they are funny. She also said, and the whole scene in Lucy's apartment, from Lucy making up that backstory, she said, I think part of her added in the hooking up part just to get a reaction out of Tim and to tease him. Same. I think like she was gauging his reaction the entire time she was saying the first part, and then you could kind of see she was like, okay, what else can I add? And she's like, oh, here we go. But the way that she didn't even hesitate and didn't even like think twice about it, I was like, have you been thinking about this?
They were
Like,
so comfortable with each other.
yeah.
Just to be like, hey, here's what I'm thinking. No, here's what I'm thinking.
Also, this episode, like all of the Chenford moments were ripped straight out of fan fiction.
Oh, for sure. They had beers
Like,
on her couch. Are you kidding?
yeah, like they literally say, like, other networks and shows and stuff say like ripped from the headlines and stuff. No, this episode was ripped right from fan fiction, like, for sure. Yeah, and she said also from the way that she was shy and giggly to just shutting him up with that kiss was great. She also said she wished that Tamara walked in a few seconds later so Tim could put his hand through her hair as their kiss deepened, and after a few seconds they both pull away with Tim's hand still in her hair, Lucy's hands on his chest. They stare at each other, and then Tamara walks in on her mom and dad. That would have been great.
Yeah. I didn't notice until I posted, because I was having a breakdown on Twitter, as everyone knew I would. And I posted the like kiss part of the scene or whatever, and I didn't notice how like gentle like Tim's hand was on Lucy's shoulder.
Yeah.
Like it was so soft.
Well,
Like,
I didn't notice it until, I don't know, probably like my 20th time watching the GIF or whatever, that like her hand is like on his face, like on his cheek. I was like, all right, cool. So that's where we are.
yeah, because her hand like moved from the back of his neck, like pulling down and down on his face and all that. It was very good. Very good. Christina said, I understand that Nolan is the main character, but it's getting boring to see him and his girlfriend saving the day. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is like, I think I had also said this before we started recording, like that Bailey having to like fight off another woman just reminded me of like her fighting off the Russian spy.
Yeah.
When Nolan got stuck in the fence, like that's what it reminded me of. And so I mean, yeah, it is definitely, it's repetitive.
Yeah.
Christina said there was no actual ending regarding Lucy and Tim's situation. I expected so much more from a season finale. We had the kiss and the rest was about Nolan again.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good episode. I just feel like it wasn't totally season finale like material, but I mean, we do have a cliffhanger. It's a Chenford cliffhanger, and it's just not as like dramatic and I guess like juicy as you could say. But
ironically.
yeah, but we do have a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's just not traditionally at the end, which I think is
Right.
throwing people because people are so used to a certain formula of TV.
Right.
So that I can appreciate just from a writing standpoint.
Well, that and people are so used to like a cliffhanger, of someone being hurt or dying, like something like that, to where it's more dramatic. And it threw me off that this one, it was like, okay, so no one's hurt, no one's leaving, like we don't have to worry about anyone, just because the last few cliffhangers for the rookie, we have had that. So it was like, I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, but
yeah.
And yeah, it was in the middle of the episode. It would be different if it was at the end, for sure. But I mean, I don't see how they couldn't not pick it up in 501 with them going undercover. Like they literally said, we'll wait for him to call. And it was the day that they were supposed to go undercover. So I couldn't see how they would skip that. But they have also been known to do time jumps. So I wonder if they'll write them undercover, give us a few scenes of that, and then do a time jump at some point, which is fine. Just show me them undercover though first. So and then Kathleen had said Alexi Hawley wrote and directed this finale. He finally admitted what we've all seen with Chenford, where at the beginning of Chenford era, literally Chenford endgame era is here. Like it is here. And she said, I hope by mid-season 5 they aren't able to ignore the kiss. Would prefer it sooner, but no, they'll try and push it down. Would love to see the UC up happen. Same. Like I said, I don't see how they could just like brush it off and forget it.
Yeah.
But it's also TV, and I've been hurt before, so I could see it happening, I guess.
Yeah. Ricardo said Tamara didn't really seem surprised when she when she saw Chenford kissing. Chenford has to work more, quote unquote, in season 5. Yeah, they do. They gotta put in more work, guys.
I definitely saw people tweeting. They were like, so I just need Tamara to like go into the district or something the next day and be like, tell Angela and Nyla, like, yeah, I saw Tim and Lucy kissing. Like, how was your
like
night?
who's gonna tell tell them? Or how are they gonna know? Because Tim's definitely not saying anything. Are you kidding me? No.
I mean, Lucy could, but I don't even, she's close with Angela and Nyla. Like we've definitely seen like moments and scenes with them, but I don't feel like she is that close to where she would like go and, be like, oh my gosh. So Tim and I like totally kissed the other night. Like I don't see her doing that because I don't feel like she's as close with them as she is like Nolan. But also I would love to see Nolan's reaction.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, oh God, what if she tells John?
You know that she will, because the show's about John Nolan. So like we got to get his reaction, right?
Yeah. And Jackson's not there anymore. I made myself sad when I was like, Tamara came in because she lives there and Jackson doesn't. That made me sad.
You know what? You just give me feelings all the time.
I'm sorry. Just
all the time.
Sad.
So Valerie had said the scene of everyone looking at Jake's mugshot was great, and so was Lucy's excitement about Tim going undercover. I really like them having Nyla and Angela working together next season. Hopefully they'll get more stories. Same. And then both kind of like being new moms, like Nyla being a new mom again. It'll be cool to see that. Valerie said, let's be honest, Lucy's apartment was a fire hazard.
With all the candles, oh man.
Someone had tweeted, and they, because it was like Tim saying like, I'm not trying to be romantic or whatever, and it was like, how could you not? She's got like 20 candles up or something, like like yeah, you kind of just gotta read the room there, dude. And then she also said the expressions and banter of the apartment scene were fantastic. My favorite is probably the look Tim gives Lucy when she pretends not to know what he's talking about with the elephant. Same.
Yeah, their expressions like mirrored each other.
Yeah. And Valerie said, I will have to take back all the nice things I've said if they do another time jump and completely skip the undercover part next season.
Oh,
Again, I have a feeling that they won't,
no, they cannot.
but I could also see them kind of like referencing it. But I don't think that they'll skip it.
I hope
I
not.
think that they've kind of built it up too much by actually showing Jake
Yeah, and
who-
they showed the guy that
who
he's
Tim will
meeting.
be. Yeah. They showed the guy that they'll be meeting. They showed like, you know, the lead up to it with the car and everything. They showed Lucy's doppelganger. Like, I just feel like they can't just like drop the storyline.
No.
I mean, they even showed them practicing and working on their backstory. Like, they
Mhm.
can't just drop the storyline.
Yeah.
Also, I need 501 like next week.
I
Please.
know.
Let's just not have a hiatus. Like, let's just continue at least for 501. Like, yeah, they can wait on 502 unless it's like a continuation. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Diane said Tim and Dim and Juicy and Lucy. I died. Literally same. It was so. I was like, I don't even know. I don't even think it was supposed to be that funny. I just lost it when like they had Lucy's doppelganger too.
I just love how like the rookie, I don't like they just like have names that are so close in relation to each other. Like Wesley, like what was another one? Oh, John and Jonah at one point, like Jonah was a bad guy or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they do that sometimes with names, and Tim and Dim and Juicy and Lucy, it just fits.
Yeah. Diane said, and that scene was just perfect. The humor, the apprehension, then the real thing, then being cut short. Now I have to wait a few months for season 5. Yeah. As for the border town, that's a good, yeah. Why do I keep saying desert? Border town, that's a better, yeah. As for the border town plot, she really enjoyed seeing Elroy, Nell, Pete, and Chastity. They were really funny and had some great action-packed and badass Bailey scenes. She said, I think they have finally found a better balance for Bailey and PDA. Oh, yeah, totally.
Not cringy moments, though.
Yeah,
That's to me, that's a lot different than PDA.
yeah, never, ever with that line by the
Yeah.
hot tub. Never, ever.
Lydia had said, I thought the storyline with Nolan was cool, how he trained his fellow officer, and that we had like a modern Western thing going on with plenty of action. The guest stars brought a nice comedic touch there. I definitely felt the Western thing with Bailey and the truck, like her looking back and the music kind of like getting louder and like more intense or whatever. But
yeah. Like I said, I just got done watching Big Skies season 2 finale, and like they've done so many desert or just deserted type places that remind me, and it's also on ABC. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I just was like, oh, cool, okay, I get a similar thing on another show that I watch. Yeah. So Paige said, I have been rendered speechless. I've also been walking into things. Oh, because I keep watching that scene on repeat.
Same.
Oh dear. Oh man.
Not because I'm watching the scene, but like last night I was just like running into things. Like not because
just thinking about it. Just it's
kind of, but I
your
was
brain
also
just
like
short circuiting.
Yeah, I was short circuiting. I was also like tired and I was just like on a high, like
I
from
was so
Chenford.
tired. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like kept running into things that I knew were right there. And I was like, why do I keep doing that? It's just because it was Sunday and it was Chenford and yeah. So
Elroy and Nell are cute, and OMG, Elroy doing his Tai Chi or whatever. She said Alan Tudyk is a masterpiece of an actor. Yeah, he was fun. I liked seeing him again. I was literally like when the credits were like rolling for the guest stars. I was like, hey, where's Sarah Rue's name? Where's Sarah Rue's name? This is the last one listed. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine.
Janine had said, I love that Nell and Roy is still together. and they made it a double date vacation for John's week helping out the other station. It wasn't what she was expecting. And so then she also said Pete and Chastity showing up, them and their house on wheels. Why can I see that next season in John's driveway? Yeah, I kind of could.
Could you imagine he just shows up and is like, hey, brother, we're
Half
going to
brother.
crash here. Oh, that's true. Yeah, half brother. Excuse
He
me.
always has to point that out. I'm like, oh my gosh, Pete. It's not like it would kill you to just say brother.
Yeah,
But also, I mean, I could see it.
I could too, honestly.
She also said a lot of people are saying John was power driven towards the officer, but in my opinion, Talia, Nyla, Tim, and even Gray have been hard on him if he wants to be a TO. So I think he has to start acting like one. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that he was like. I think that he could have been a lot harsher, but
That's
like,
fair.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he kind of was a little bit harsh, but I mean, also if he wants to be a TO, he can't be Mr. Nice Guy all the time. Like, he just can't. She also said they had some great fighting scenes, which were awesome, but I would really like to have had less. I'm also thinking that since John took down the criminals, that will give him an exception and they'll let him take his TO exam and be Thorson's new TO. Yeah, I don't see them like bringing in a new officer to be Thorson's TO when they could just like promote John. But she said they had doppelgangers for Tim and Lucy. She wasn't expecting that, but even the cold opening, waiting for Tamara to get there, it was adorable. It was like they were waiting for their daughter, and of course, Tamara buys a car that has drugs in it. Oh, for sure. Definitely gave Chenford family vibes for sure.
I thought it was fun that they used Dylan's actual song on the like radio when they were playing. I was literally singing along. I love that song.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, I can't tell if it's Dylan's like actual song or if she's just really singing that song. So
yeah, it's her. It's called Bitter. If anyone,
that's awesome.
It's bomb. It was the first song I bought of hers. I was like, this is so cool.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah. She said priceless moment was when Lucy was looking up who belonged to the previous, like who was the previous car owner, and then everyone surrounding the computer, finding out it was Jake, and then meeting Dim, and of course Lucy looking familiar to Jake because she reminds him of someone, aka his girlfriend. Yeah, that was a good moment.
That was like so many hoops though. Like even for you to just like say that, like
right.
Dim looking at Lucy is familiar to him because she reminds him of GC.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
And then she also said Angela, Lucy, and Nyla were gold together. She needs more of them working. And now that Tim's going undercover, Lucy was so excited. It's funny how happy she got, but also when Tim was in the penthouse, her mood flipped and she looked worried and protective. Yeah. Well, I mean, she could hear what was going on. So like when the guy was like threatening to have Dim like thrown over the balcony, like that definitely. I mean, that even had Angela like if he lays a hand on him, like take him down.
Didn't that guy also call him? He's like, I heard you were a bit of a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like,
and Dim's like, you know, I mean, what can I say or whatever? I was like, all right.
He took it in stride.
Sometimes, you know, you can be, I guess, when it comes to like Lucy and your true feelings for her, but yeah. She also said Angela watching Tim's back was a great best friends moment, and Tim's face seemed more excited that Lucy was going to be going undercover with him. Definitely. Like he had like a oh, you're doing this. If I'm doing this, you're doing this too. Face.
He was just, I think he was just so glad that, like I said, the shoe's on the other foot. Like she has to do it too. And now he can tease her.
Yeah.
As much as she teased him.
Yeah. She also said she can't get her mind off of Tim's face while Lucy was describing their meet. After Pecky gave her, if I was Lucy, I'd be like, really? You can't do better? I mean, I literally sat there and I was like, really? That's it? We've waited 4 seasons for this.
Cute. I didn't even care. I thought it was the cutest, softest thing ever. I was, oh my god, I just died.
I mean, I would have been fine if it was the only thing that we got, but I was like, no, this is not it. Like, this is not what we've waited 4 seasons for. It can't be. But I wasn't expecting another one. So I was like, well, if that's the only one, that's the only one. Like, it's fine. At least we got it. But
I wasn't like expecting, like I said multiple times now, I wasn't expecting a kiss at all. So I think that's why I was like, oh, we got something. Okay, I'm good. Like, that's fine.
yeah. And she said, but then the second time he went all in, and we can't complain because we got the light bulb moment from Tim. We definitely did. Like, that man thought about that. Like, that night he went home and he totally, like, he lost sleep because he could not stop thinking about it. Like, last episode he told Ashley, like, what we have is magic. No, that was passion. That kiss, that was passion, that was fire, that was real magic.
I mean, haven't they
just
kissed
saying.
more? Hasn't Chenford kissed more times than Tim and Ashley?
Yeah, and Chris and
Technically,
Lucy
No.
at this point.
Mhm.
I mean, from what we know.
Fair.
She also said, my thought is that he's already thinking that deep down he had some feelings for her, but now he knows that she might have feelings for him after that kiss. Yeah. She also said, and the next day he seemed stressed and Lucy looked upset. I think she was expecting him to say something else. She definitely was. Like, you could see it in her eyes. And then Janine had said her thoughts on season 5 is that we'll pick up right at the undercover operation with both of them. She also thinks that something will happen to either one of them or both of them, and maybe a time jump after the undercover operation wraps up. And also a breakup for both of them. I think by mid-season we'll have a Chenford feelings confession. I hope so. I hope that it doesn't take until the mid-season, but
I'm fine with that.
I wouldn't be surprised because that's usually when they have a cliffhanger too.
Yeah.
So, and really, I mean, that's like the 9th episode into the season, so it wouldn't be that far-fetched from it, especially because
just
gotta
depends
focus
on
on
how
others.
501 goes, or like
Yeah.
what they do with that.
Yeah. I can totally see Chenford like going into the undercover op being totally awkward because they haven't like talked about the kiss or anything.
Oh, for sure.
And like they don't like bust the undercover gig, but they don't do it as well as they could have, I guess.
Yeah, or like maybe like backup would have to come in sooner,
Yeah.
rather than later or something.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, see, that would be a bummer though, because like Lucy has like been undercover before, but yeah, if they're all awkward, they might be a little bit off their game. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
And she said, I think with the breakup, Chris in the DA's office will leave and Wesley will take his spot. I've seen that a few times. Like Wesley takes Chris's spot in the DA.
How have I never thought of that? Wow. That would make sense, kind of, because he knows Del Monte.
Well, then I'm like, we haven't heard that like Kanoa is like a regular or anything. So
yeah.
I mean, it's either they write him off or they just like stop showing him, which they could easily do. They've done before. So
yeah. Of course, honestly though, I would this is gonna sound weird, but I would honestly like to see both breakups on screen. I don't know why. I just would. Probably because this is, well, aside from Rachel, this is like the longest that Tim's girlfriend has been on screen.
Yeah. I also think that it would be more satisfying if we saw them on screen, especially knowing like what Chenford did. And
I also just
that
want
way
to find out about it.
Yeah. That way it would also be like more concrete. Like, okay, we had this breakup on screen and we've had a Chenford kiss. Like we are so much closer to Chenford Endgame.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it would be more satisfying being on screen. And then Janine's last thought was, I really think that Angela and Nyla will make awesome partners. And she thinks that everything that went on with John in the desert, that they'll let him take the test and become Aaron's TO. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, John's had a lot of like setbacks. So I almost don't want him to like totally get away with this one and like get his way on it. But I'm also like, just cut him a break, like give him some slack.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is it for this episode. I mean, yeah, that's it for season 4.
That's
Like,
fun. I literally just had a thought. I don't know why this popped into my head right now. Like, you know, they keep bringing back characters. What is Isabel doing? I know she went to rehab and like she's better now. So is she just not working as a cop?
can you just not?
Sorry.
We don't need anything
Sorry.
else like
She was
stopping
in-
Chenford.
She was in narcotics though, you know, or like whatever before she got hooked on whatever it was. The drug case. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I could
Sorry.
see her coming back though, because like she's not a threat to Chenford.
No.
Like she's not. Like we know that
Yeah.
her and Tim would never get back together. So I could see her kind of coming back and like Tim not confiding in her, but her picking up on something between them.
Yeah. I don't know why like I said, I don't know why that popped into my head. I was just kind of thinking
Because they bring back characters.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, like they could bring back Jenny Bradford, and I would be like, "Let's go."
Yeah. Oh, or like, okay, so we had other people say what they want to have happen for season 5. Here's what I want: mini wish list. I want Jenny to come back. I need an update on Tim's dad, even though it's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
I need closure on that too.
Well, and like we'll have more like in-depth wish lists like closer to the season premiere,
Oh, for
like
sure.
obviously, but yeah.
And then I don't know why I'm running with this Isabel idea, but I am. So there you go. That's my mini wish list. I don't know why. I just am.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone like it was rumored or like people were theorizing that like Rosalind was gonna come back. Rosalind Dyer. I could see it, but I almost don't want it.
Yeah.
Like I don't need that part of Chenford's backstory to come back up and like threaten or like stop any part of like them from getting together. But it might even like push them closer together, just depending on like what she was to do.
Yeah.
So
do you have like a mini wish list at all? Things that are like automatically coming to mind?
not that I can think of.
Aside from the undercover being the premiere of season 5.
Maybe just like seeing, oh my God, how cute would it be? I mean, I know that it's not going to happen based on what we've had go on this season, but like Angela and Wesley and baby Jack get together with like Nyla and James and their little baby. But like, it's not going to happen because we didn't see baby Jack until like he was a freaking toddler. So
play date or like happy family moment.
I mean, the babies are probably going to be like, what, a year and a half apart or something. Like, we don't really know how old baby Jack is, but like, it was Angela's first Mother's Day. So, like, it's assumed that he was born probably like June or July, maybe even like September, because they did the time jump was like 3 months, right? And see,
4.
in 401.
It was either 3 or 4 months. I can't remember now.
So then maybe he was born in like September or something.
Maybe.
So I don't know. It would be very interesting though. And I know that I was the one that was like clowning about like the baby not being James, but being Donovan's or whatever. Pretty sure at this point that it's James's, which is fine.
Clearly
it's actually better. Because we don't stand Donovan. But yeah, it would be cool to like see more like the domestic sides of everyone, like home lives. I mean, we get a good portion of that with Lopez anyway. I think just because like that's where we're able to see Wesley a little bit more. But I mean, not that we're not able to see him as a lawyer, but like I don't know, for Lopez it just makes sense to see them like everyone has their spots, right? Like Lopez has their house as their spot. Chenford has parking garages as their spot, which is a really weird spot, but like
parking lots apparently.
You do you. Yeah, parking lots. Nyla and James we haven't seen much of, but I would like to see more of that. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, not much comes to mind right away. I haven't totally thought about it, I guess. But I will. Because I've got like 3.5 months too. So let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the end of the episode. Like you guys
I
have
promise.
made it. Yeah.
I'm
Like
done.
you guys have made it. Oh my gosh. We've made it. We've made it through our first entire like season of covering the Rookie live. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Because we started like a few episodes out from the season finale like last year.
Yeah.
And we were truly in it for a ride. But yeah, I mean, like thanks for sticking with us for an entire season of the Rookie. I mean, you guys are just like along for the ride at this point. Like, I mean, so are we, but like chaos is here. So yeah.
Yeah. And if this is 3 hours,
we're
I
sorry.
apologize. Yeah.
We're
I totally
sorry.
apologize.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other thoughts, fanfics, edits, because this fandom is so talented and quick with their work.
Yeah,
I mean,
quick turnaround.
honestly, the edits were just like dropping like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours after the episode last night. It was like, okay, I hope that people that like didn't watch live are off of Twitter, because even if they don't like see spoiler tweets, they're gonna see the edits, and like that's all like with the kisses, with the kiss and stuff. But yeah, if you guys like see anything, want to share stuff with us, like find us on Twitter at the Shop Talk Pod _ or email us at shoptalktherookiepodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts. You can find us individually on Twitter as well. I'm at jstark804.
And I'm at Kari Hyman.
And we've got, you know, a T Public store if you guys want some Rookie merch. Actually, our friend M, who has designed some stuff for us, the Rookie account has been like featuring her on their Instagram page.
Yeah.
And even like
Twitter for the one,
yeah. And even like True has like posted her artwork of Aaron Thorson on his page, like on his like goodbye post or whatever for season 4. So it's so fun to see that. I love how like supportive the entire fandom is, like the Rookie account is.
And like Sean always comments too, or like will quote them because he's so fun too.
Yeah. Sean was the first cast member from the Rookie to follow the Feds account.
Rock on. That's awesome.
And then I saw that RJ was following them on Twitter, and I was like, the Wesley James bromance
continues.
That I would like to see more of in season 5. Please just give me Lopez and James and Nyla together, like off shift, more of that. Yeah. But yeah, seriously, like we're done. We're done, I promise. We don't know what we're doing next week, so just stay tuned to our Twitter page. Like we're at this point, it's hiatus. We're probably just gonna figure it out as we go. So welcome to the chaos. Bye guys.
Bye.
Go get him, boo.